Merhaba, hoş geldiniz. Today I would love to show you how to make Turkish coffee. It's a very special drink in my homeland, Turkey. It's actually more than a drink, and I love to talk a little bit about the rituals, a little bit about how to make it, and I hope you enjoy it. Turkish coffee. It is made from 100% Arabica beans, and it is roasted and grind to a very fine powder. And we serve Turkish coffee in this lovely finjan, little Turkish coffee cups. Actually, mine came from Istanbul, thanks to lovely folks at Zen Ceramic. It's handmade in Turkey. As a matter of fact, we use the same coffee cup, finjan, at my cookery book over there, as you see. So I'm very grateful to them. If you're ever in Istanbul, check them out. So for Turkish coffee, we have a cup full of cold water, which I already have in my little finjan coffee cup, and I am pouring it to my long-handled pot called cezve. So you need this apparatus to make Turkish coffee. And then I will turn the heat on. All right, lovely. So it sort of needs to be low heat. I'm turning it low. And here is my Turkish coffee. And for this, I need to thank to my lovely friends at Özerlat UK. Thanks for your wonderful coffee. Please check them out. They've been roasting Turkish coffee over 100 years, and they make such wonderful Turkish coffee. And you can check them out, order online. Since my cup is quite large, I added a little bit more than one teaspoonful of coffee. You could add sugar to it if you like. In Turkey, if you are ordering your Turkish coffee, they would ask if you would like az şekerli, little sugar, sade, no sugar, or çok şekerli, lots of sugar. In my case, I'm making sade, no sugar, but you could add yours. So it's very low heat, and I'm just stirring once to make sure everything blended well, and then I will wait for the precious foam to rise. That crema, or the foam that appears on the top of the coffee, is very precious. As you may see at my cookery book here, it's a nice frothy top, crema over the top. Turkish coffee is a favorite drink of my dear mom, Gülçin, and because of her blood pressure, she could only have 1 or 2 Turkish coffee a day, and if she is outside having a coffee, she would always say to the waiter in the cafe, "May I please have a nice bol köpüklü Türk kahvesi lütfen?" Because that's my only coffee and I love to really enjoy it. Now, let's have a look. The foam is rising. So I'm gonna now make sure to have this lovely foam into my coffee cup. Lovely. And then I will return my coffee here for that remaining bit for another rise, and then pour the rest of the coffee into my coffee cup finjan. Lovely. So that's our Turkish coffee done. And I'd love to talk about a little bit of rituals of Turkish coffee with you now. As I said, it is more than a drink for us. It is the perfect drink, I think, now, especially it's what's going on all around the world. We are all locked in our homes, staying home, and hoping this whole corona crisis to be over. And we are all slowing down, you know, and I really very much relate that to this special drink, because it is a drink of reflection, slowing down and enjoying every moment. Whenever I make mine, I call my mother, and it's because I can't visit her now, and I ask if she made her coffee, and we have a little chat and catch up in the day, and talk about, memories and all that. And in that moment we are connected. We are away, but we are together in heart. There is also a saying in Turkish, bir fincan kahvenin 40 yıl hatırı vardır. That means memory of a good cup of Turkish coffee lasts for 40 years. That really sums it all up. It's a drink of friendship, and it's offered wherever you are in the world. And I never forget, while I was teaching at Central Market Cooking School in Austin, if anyone's listening in Austin, hello to you all. They had, the Central Market had this beautiful bulk department where you would get your coffee beans and everything. And they had a coffee grinding machine. And in that coffee machine, there was a Turkish coffee setting that you could grind your coffee to the finest powder that you would use in Turkish coffee. And I was so over the moon seeing that, a bit of home, thanks to them, that I could have with my coffee. Also, Turkish coffee has so many rituals for us Turks. One of them was, when you are asked, when a gentleman would like to marry with you, tradition demands for the gentleman to visit the father of the groom, bride-to-be, and get the permission to get married. So my dear husband Angus, at that time, boyfriend, he very kindly did that. He visited my parents, my dear beloved dad, Orhan, and my mom Gülçin, and in a beautiful speech asked their permission to get married. Unfortunately, the speech was in English, so I had to translate in between. That was very special, and I had to produce a nice frothy Turkish coffee for him, because that's what the tradition demanded. It was one of the most nerve-wracking coffees I think I made in life, but it did make it, and he enjoyed it, mom enjoyed it, and he's my husband now, which I'm delighted. Well, before we forget, let's also talk about Turkish delight. So, Turkish delight, or lokum, as we say in Turkish, is the perfect accompaniment to Turkish coffee. It's such a lovely, fragrant jelly, and as a matter of fact, I have a recipe also in my cookery book for Turkish coffee, as well as Turkish delight. Let's find the page for you. Lokum, homemade Turkish delight, and it is something that needs a little bit of expertise to make, but we do make it in our cookery class, and you can make it. It is a fantastic combination of cornstarch, corn flour, sugar, and you make that beautifully fragrant jelly. But that fragrant jelly, which makes the Turkish delight, needs to be at least set overnight, or even further if you can. But if you can't get Turkish delight, my good friends Özellat UK make some wonderful Turkish delights too, and you can check them out, and they could deliver right to your door. With that note, I want to wish you all afiyet olsun. I hope you enjoy your good cup of Turkish coffee. As my mother would have said, whenever I visited home in Istanbul, as you know, there's always so many people to see, so many things to do. But Mom always used to say, Özlem, just let's slow down. Let's enjoy this beautiful cup of Turkish coffee. The world can wait. Let's sit down and have a good enjoyment. Every sip counts. And now I understand it even more now, because we are apart. So enjoy your Turkish coffee, and I hope it brings you good, happy memories. Afiyet olsun.